Well, here we are at Fontmell Down, a staggeringly beautiful January day. It's actually the 14th of January 2022. We've had about, it seems like 3 weeks of non-stop rain, and now it's just turned absolutely beautiful. You can see from behind me, it's a beautiful day. Fontmell Down, and we're going to walk down to Compton Abbas and around, walk about 4 miles. Not been here for donkey's years, so bit of a voyage of discovery today, so let's come along and see what we can find. This is the path down. I'm following a Land Ranger map route. I think the paths are pretty well trodden around here, so shouldn't be too difficult to follow, hopefully. I'll walk down here, I'll pick it up later on and see where we're getting to. So we've just walked down a pretty steep path from the car park, quite muddy in places. We're meant to be heading off to the right and doing a big circle, and at the moment, as there's no choice of paths, I'm just following my nose. Not entirely sure of the actual route, so I'm hoping it's going to become obvious as we go along. Either way, I've got to say, it doesn't actually matter that much. It's just a staggeringly beautiful day. Nothing to hear apart from the birds, but having come down a pretty steep slope, I think there's going to be some undulating stuff here on in. I'll pick it up in a while when we can see exactly where we're going, but I'm on a metalled road now, a very minor track, so we'll see. This is obviously a old semi-derelict church and churchyard, just tucked away. I haven't done any research on this before I came out, so I'll see what I can find out about it when I get back. Yeah, beautiful and quiet. So a slight bit of a navigational error there, so I had to end up walking down the A350 for 500 meters, which wasn't very clever, but anyway. So we're in the edge of Compton Abbas now, and I'm just walking down a little path down towards the church. I think it's St. Mark's Church. I'm back on track again now. So hopefully that's the end of the roads out the way. Or at least the major roads. This is the church hall, behind which one hopes is a church. Well, you can see it through the sun. There's the church. That's rather pretty, isn't it? Let's go and have a look. Wow. Country church personified. I guess 1868 is a clue. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. What a setting. Wow. Isn't that wonderful? A little bit of mist just on the hillside there. And apparently this is a Commonwealth Graves site as well, so I guess somewhere here there's some service. Graves. Wow, what an idyllic picture of country life. Wow, 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 wow. Oh yeah. So it appears this is the new St Mary's Church, and the building I saw earlier on, which was semi-derelict, is the old St Mary's Church, which dates back centuries. This is a more of a Victorian sort of copy, but God did they choose a nice place for it. So I'm going to find my way back to the path now and try and stay on track this time. I just met a guy who said the path back up towards the car is incredibly muddy, basically a river walk. So I'll see what I'll make of that in a minute. It wasn't exactly dry walking down, but hey, it's down here. So if I just I can do this or not? No, I can't. So it's just down here, back on the path, and hopefully we can avoid the roads now. But it's going to be a bit downhill now, and it's going to be pretty much all uphill back to the car. I mean, as I've left out a chunk of this walk, it's going to be nowhere near, I don't think, the distance I thought it was, but it doesn't really matter. It's a staggeringly lovely day and a beautiful, beautiful place. So, the lesson is, bring a full Ordnance Survey map with you, not a extract. Hey ho, works when you know the route very well, which I do on the Isle of Purbeck, but this area I don't, so never mind, we know where we are. So I'm walking right into the sun, just leaving Compton Abbas now in the church, and I'm looking for a footpath on the left to walk back up to the down. I'd be lying if I said I knew exactly where I was going, because the map is so indistinct that I've got, but hopefully it's along here. If not, I've got to do a 180 and go back. I can see a sort of path on the hillside, but we'll see. Right, well, on a scale of being right and wrong, that was 100% wrong. I should have turned left back here, so it's only a few yards to walk back and hopefully follow the right path, which should take us to where the footpath starts again. So, okay, such are the joys of walking without a proper OS map. But you probably can't see it, but up there on the hill is where the car is, not on the left there. So it's not as if you can actually get lost. It's just a matter of finding the most suitable path. It didn't help that the footpath signs didn't actually point in the direction of where I think the path is. Oh dear. There's a sign here saying Gore Clumps. This must be it. So looks wet, so we'll see if the man was right, how wet it is. Well, the signpost said Gore Clump, 1.5 miles. And that first bit was just very wet. It just doesn't look too bad. And we started to climb upwards, so that's all good. But I think the rest of the walk is going to be pretty much up. So here's some heavy breathing, don't worry. So I'm just on the path heading towards Gore Clump, whatever the heck that is. I stopped for a minute, get an idea of sort of semi-amphitheatre. I'm standing against the backdrop of the downs. That's evidence of the absolute strong sun. Look at that. That's a complete 360. Going right back to the view of St Mary's Church. We are heading straight up here, and the path seems to take us into that copse, then starts tracking the edge of the hill and takes us back up towards the car, I reckon. So we'll see. Okay, so we're back to Fontmell Down, and it should take us up a fairly steep slope back to the car. It is just now, it's 3 in 1. It's very steep. This looks pretty steep as well, so we'll see. Well, that was pretty steep. As you can tell by the view now, Anyway, at the top now pretty much. Seems to be two paths, one a bit lower, one a bit higher, so I've gone for the higher path. And I'm just following my nose back to the cars, which are over to my left somewhere. Probably about half a mile away. Yeah, that was on your toe stuff, that was. Really steep. But just the warmth of the sun is just lovely. After so many days of grim rain, just gorgeous. So, looks like we've got some sort of cattle pen here. And I'm hoping there's a path that just takes along the top back towards the car. Says he, hoping. Now there seems to be lots of open gates, no path signs. Yes, well, you see the Compton Abbas road up there, and the car, oh yeah, the cars are more or less straight in front. They're over there. And the problem is, this path seems to be taking me towards the road, so I'm now wishing I'd taken the lower path. Oh okay. Well, I found my way back to the lower path now. Just hit the car up here. It's been an absolutely beautiful day for a short walk. I think it's going up being about 4 miles. I think if I did the proper route I intended to do, it'd be nearer 4.5. But basically I made a mistake coming out of the car park, and the path I wanted to take, I think, was just to the right of the car park and not actually from the car park. So again, message is, take a proper map with you and don't know where you're going. Nevertheless, it doesn't matter at all. Not when you've got a vista on a day like this. You can see for miles. So when you bear in mind that a number of my walks in the winter are misty and murky, to get a like that is a massive bonus. Look at that. What a great day to be alive. Wow. So I'm going to sign this one off. Recommend the walk any time of year. It's a bit muddy in places. I'd make that car park gets pretty busy. It's busy today, and it's a Friday in January, so might have fun and games parking. It's the Eagles Hill car park, I think. Loads of walks around here, relatively easy going, and lots of things to see and do, so have a go. And anyway, until next time.